Hey there guys, I'm Will and welcome to the Comedy Review, the show where things age about as well as me, that's dark. It's also the show where we talk about things that happen in motorsport. Things like this. Ferrari drivers predict their 2025 season, Kimi Antonelli plays with some kids, and the FIA launch a new program for disabled people, as fans of Team LH wonder exactly who they were hiring before. A lot to talk about then, but we start here. I think we can start calling this segment the FIA Corner at this point, as it doesn't appear as if a week can go by in 2025 without the sport's governing body finding a new way to piss all over their hard work. Flexi wings have been a hot talking point for what seems like 15 years now. For those unaware, this is the process of F1 teams making their aero structures deliberately in very specific ways. That allows components like the front wing to flex under load when the car is on the straight, thus allowing them to generate less drag and increase the car's straight line speed before returning to their normal configuration to provide downforce for the corners, which is a rather important thing to get right, otherwise your car will end up doing something like this. Making this matter even more difficult is the FIA's standard load tests, where they employ some fat to sit on each team's front wing to make sure it doesn't flex too much. Come on, this was starting to sound more like a video from the race. I had to bring expectations back with that one. Late last year, some teams tried to argue that this test wasn't good enough, though at the time, the FIA quite likes their fat and said nothing would change going into 2025. Only now, nearly 6 months later, it has, with the governing body announcing stricter tests, presumably two fat from the Spanish Grand Prix. This has understandably riled up teams who've likely spent millions developing their 2025 cars around this concept, and it's particularly bad news if you're 5 years old, as McLaren were one of the biggest benefactors of the trend last year. The result could well end up being a two-pronged 2025 championship, where one group of teams run away with things for the first 9 races, only to leap off a cliff once Barcelona comes around. And in the FIA's rare defense, that did give us a rather exciting 2024, so maybe it's not all bad. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments, or don't, do whatever the you want. Frightening news now, as Williams this week released these inspiring scenes of Carlos Sainz facing up to his fears and meeting James Vowles in person at his first day at the Williams factory. The news was such a surprise, his one guy nearly falling off his chair when Carlos walked into the room. The Spaniard was then made to undress in a room full of people as this guy mixes a pot of Vowles semen for Sainz to try as a sample. Next up was an inspection of the team's fine array of helmets before Carlos got his first go in the team simulator, promptly realising just how screwed he is for 2025. The big moment then arrived as Vowles' restraining order was temporarily lifted in order for the Williams team principal to try out his new stand-up routine.
Why is it I do one of these talks and there's half of you here? Carlos turns up. Excellent answer. I'll send you some money later. You've been made aware that all new starters do karaoke,
The following interrogation included Carlos being asked why he picked Williams, Sainz having to fumble an answer together that couldn't include the facts that no big team wanted him for some reason, and the only other alternatives were Alpine or the glue factory. But after some questionable hand gestures, it appeared that James's insistent flirting might actually have paid off.
Yeah, we can maybe work on that a bit. I'll give you a few tricks, a few things that maybe I don't say to everyone.
This was probably a difficult sight for incumbent Williams driver Alexander Albon, who appears to have been replaced as Vowles' number 1 and instead was caught pictured masturbating in this official post by the team. You probably think this can't get any worse, except you'd be wrong. With Williams getting used to telling several drivers to pack their bags over the last few years, the team also announced this week that they can now ride off to the World Endurance Championship in style, partnering with premium travel goods brand Carl Friedrich. And if you're wondering why that's relevant, it's because they also happen to be sponsoring this segment of the video. So if you want some quality new luggage, you can use my affiliate link in the description down below. Right, now let's get on to X Bell End of the Week. You guys have been rather this week, hardly any good submissions using the hashtag, and all of those were just Team LH crying over 2021 again, which quite frankly is a horse I've beaten so much to death it started to resemble Flavio Bria Tory. So I'm going to break my own rules this week and move away from the platform, and instead turn to Facebook. Yes, that site is somehow still alive. As nice as it is to be reminded which one of the people I don't speak to anymore's birthday it is, I stumbled upon an advert from our very own Mercedes Formula 1 team. that make me think they've gone senile. You see, in a season where team merch has nosedived like Flight 11, Mercedes have signed a deal with friend of the Council Estates, Adidas, in turn forcing Kimi Antonelli to wear whatever the this is at gunpoint. Besides looking like Antonelli's Year 7 textiles project, the small minority of human beings who still use Facebook were also quick to share their own opinions. Did you not have one to fit him? Reminds me of Ali G. He'll figure to Adidas. Fall from grace. And my personal favourite, lost Lewis, lost Tommy, lost the plot. Sports Direct. Let's see if you guys can do better next time. If you want to feature an Expel End of the Week, use the hashtag on screen, tag me on the platform, or join the Discord server. Now, let's see what else came up in the news this week. Oh look, a human Pringle. Wrapping up this week's comedy review with some wholesome news, and one of 2024's homeless has been reunited with an old flame. Slow Guan Yu teaming up with Ferrari as one of their new reserves, the Chinese driver returning to the team he last represented when he resembled a fetus. Slow will join fellow forgettable Sauber reject Antonio Giovinazzi in the role. You know, I was once told by someone, who may or may not now work in the paddock these days, that they didn't want to say the Italian's name because it ended in Nazi. It does make you question what the is wrong with our species, and I know I'll get away with saying this because after the disability joke in the first 30 seconds, there's no way she'll have made it this far in. Returning to Slow though, and many are pointing to this as a last gasp bid to return to the grid with Ferrari-powered Cadillac in 2026. The Chinese driver also has links with team boss Graham Loudon and has the added benefit of bringing the Chinese government along for the ride. Will this work out for the lads? Part of me actually hopes so, because jokes aside, he seems like quite a nice guy. But I'm also a realist, so I really hope you enjoy that simulator room. You know, we've covered quite a lot today, yet looking back, it feels like we've achieved all. Thankfully, we're only a couple of weeks away from launch season, and I might actually have something to talk about. So as we approach the end of this comedy review, I'll leave you with this. Valtteri Bottas made his return to the Mercedes factory this week. I don't think he's salty about leaving Sauber whatsoever.
30 seconds.
Yeah, and then you see when it's, and then you have to open it up a little.
Still faster than some of my pit stops.
Right, we're definitely done now. So like, subscribe, then off.